Suguru Geto's betrayal of Jujutsu High and Jujutsu Kaisen stems from his deeply conflicted philosophy and personal trauma. Originally, he was a strong ally of Satoru Gojo and one of Jujutsu High's most talented sorcerers. However, after repeated exposure to the horrors of Jujutsu society and the suffering inflicted upon non-sorcerers, the weak, he began to question his role in the system itself. Geto's shift began when he realized the burden and dangers Jujutsu sorcerers face in protecting ordinary people, who often remain oblivious and even disdainful of their protectors. This disillusionment became overwhelming after a traumatic mission where he saw innocent people suffer at the hands of curses, reinforcing his belief that only sorcerers were worthy of existence. Ultimately, he embraced a twisted ideology, seeing non-sorcerers as inferior and a source of curses. This belief led him to leave Jujutsu High and pursue his vision of a world without non-sorcerers, a radical goal that put him at odds with his former comrades, including Gojo. His betrayal symbolizes his tragic fall from a principled sorcerer to a fanatical villain, driven by a desire for a pure world he believes would end suffering. Suguru Geto's betrayal of Jujutsu High was driven by several key reasons. 1. Disillusionment with protecting non-sorcerers. Geto began questioning the purpose of risking his life to protect non-sorcerers, who seemed ungrateful or even hostile toward sorcerers. Over time, he grew resentful of this duty, feeling that ordinary people were responsible for creating curses, but did nothing to combat them. 2. Trauma from repeated exposure to death and suffering. As a Jujutsu sorcerer, Geto constantly encountered the brutality and suffering caused by curses. These experiences gradually wore him down, causing him to question the structure of Jujutsu society and the burdens placed on sorcerers. 3. Ideological shift towards sorcerer supremacy. Geto developed a belief that only sorcerers were fit to exist, viewing non-sorcerers as a source of curses and suffering. This led him to adopt a radical ideology, aiming to eradicate non-sorcerers to create a pure world of sorcerers free from curses. 4. Isolation and disconnection from his former friends. His growing ideology and trauma isolated him emotionally, even from his closest friend, Satoru Gojo. As their views diverged, Geto became further entrenched in his beliefs, ultimately abandoning Jujutsu High to pursue his new vision. These reasons combined, leading Geto down a tragic path that transformed him from a loyal sorcerer into a villain, seeking to reshape the world according to his ideals.